Hello, what have we here?
You're wrong.
Damn!
What the hell was that?
Game over, man. Game over.
You're wrong.
You finished?
Well, I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
Greetings, boys and girls, lemurs and squirrels, and welcome to the Week in Geek for January 28th in the year of our Lord 2026, a wholly owned subsidiary of Free Range Idiocy, wherein we, your humble idiotic service, present our midweek dose of geekery for you,
the people.
Sit back and relax as we scrape the best news we found off the bottom of the interweb shoe and let you know exactly how we feel about it. I am your Uncle Todd, and with me, as always, is the lead editor, chief bottle washer of the Week in Geek. I give you the man they call Till.
Greetings and salutations from the frozen tundra of Chicago.
I was going to say, you better put in the state there and locale, because the frozen tundra is very descriptive of a great portion of the lower 48 at this moment.
Well, not right at this moment, but soon to be heading into tomorrow. We are once again going to be deep diving into the negative 20s, potentially negative 30s tomorrow. So I have been given the go-ahead to work from home from the higher-ups at my company, and so I will be doing so because it is, it's just that kind of weather, and it's, to your point, it's happening across a large swath of this country. So,
dude. I just checked.
Yeah.
It is 14 degrees here in Maine, and it feels like 0. It's 23 degrees right now in Juneau, Alaska.
It's warmer in Alaska than it is.
It is.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So I am dressed up for the occasion. I have the hood pulled up. Not to mention, I'm wearing the garb of the reigning, defending AFC champion New England Patriots. That's right. Fresh off, we are recording on Sunday evening.
They're
and we are
back.
Oh, yes. You thought you could do better, but when you came back,
yes.
It brought you back to me.
Throw a little Sean Connery on Thanos.
I know.
Great.
Well, you know,
It's a great.
I think it'd be interesting.
It brought you back to me. That'd be
money, money.
Release the Sean Connery cut. Come on, somebody's got to overdub that. What you think, little one? Well, yeah. Gosh, I've got to see that now. Son of a bitch. Okay, we're getting sidetracked here. 5 seconds.
Do the calculus. Oh, you know what? Should I do that now? Like Sean Connery versions of the wrestling themes? Oh, I think we found something there.
You could. I mean, jeez. Anyways,
you think I'm
where
cute?
Were we?
Oh, sorry. You
sexy boy.
You know I'm sexy.
I hear voices in my head.
I've got the moves.
They speak to me.
Money penny. That drive the girls wild. I want a little walk in there. See, I'm too used to doing the walking.
Yeah, you really got to get into the con.
All right, I got to take the hood off for a second. Hold on here. I was
going to say, you're going to start sweating bullets.
All right, here we go.
All right, so what were we talking about before you got into your rant on your outerwear that you're wearing inside?
Oh, no, we were just talking about the fine weather conditions in our respective locales and how apparently Alaska is the place to be because it's 10 times better than what we're dealing with right now.
It certainly ain't Denver. There was shades of a few Patriots games from years gone by. Of course, there was the snowblower game back in the 80s. And then, of course, we had the Tuck Rule game.
Yep.
And there was a lot going. It was crazy when they showed the time lapse on that.
Oh my gosh!
Green grass, and then all of a sudden it's heading towards whiteout conditions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
And then to your point, you know, a quarterback's nightmare of playing on a snowy field with opponents that are garbed in white and having to discern.
Well, no, your team is all in white.
Yeah.
And you're trying to find those receivers.
You were talking about. I was talking about Stiddy, and what he had to face because for him to throw into, I mean, yes, he could see his receivers, but could he see the Patriots defense? Clearly not, because they intercepted. Hey!
Oh my gosh, that is the first full game I've watched all season, and oh my goodness, that was a nail biter.
Yeah.
That was
Heart attack inducing.
What, 4 missed field goals? And honestly, I can't blame them on any of them.
Nope.
Like the one that you might be able to make a case for was Denver's first missed field goal.
Yes.
When he pushed it right. But I mean, even before it started snowing.
But it was 63 yards.
That was the New England kicker. I'm talking about Denver's first missed field goal.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For some reason, I thought Denver was the one trying the long field goal.
No,
right.
That was the Pats guy who Borgullet, or I forget what his name was, but I was waiting for him to make a. I was waiting for him to make a field goal so I could send that to you, but it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, no, that was poor conditions, poor conditions.
And can I just say, Mike Vrabel, for crying out loud, man, the balls that you have for two things, and I got to give credit to Uncle Todd for calling this one out, but the first thing that he had the balls to do, he put that game in his defense's hands.
Yes.
Like they had the 3-point lead. We're going to play a game where we are not going to lose the ball in some sort of stupid fashion. And they did that. And they purposefully, he had May throw incomplete passes to the sidelines to just push it to fourth down and punt.
Mm-hmm. He
had Stevenson just run it up, and if he didn't break, into a first down, we punted away.
Yep.
And it was brilliant because he forced Sean Payton to have to throw the ball because they had to advance the ball somehow to get into field goal range to tie the game up. Like that's the beauty of having the 3-point lead in those conditions is you kind of control the chessboard a little bit, especially if you have a defense that you have that much faith in and not having to put the ball in or put the game into May's hands where clearly he wasn't going to throw very well being against the wind and in the blizzard the way that it was. So the second thing is, sir, as you have aptly hold on, ladies and gentlemen, I need to pull the text up because Uncle Todd was prolific in writing this. Prolific, if I may say. Balls of effing cast iron, the naked bootleg.
I just figured, okay, they're going to hand it off
amazing.
Again, and we're gonna punt, and then they're going to hand it back to the defense, and we'll all just grit our teeth and pray to whatever deity that you happen to be on speaking terms with at this moment.
Yep.
No, McDaniels and Vrabel dial up a naked bootleg, send May around, and he gets 8.5 yards when you need 8.
And the first down. Oh, it was beautiful.
And on a snowy field with a second-year quarterback, the game on the line.
And a big defensive guy barreling down on him too. He showed some poise too.
Oh,
he stiff-armed him. He kind of stiff-armed him a little bit and got out of it.
It took 90% of the defense in the wrong direction, but still, he still had to cut that angle and stayed in bounds long enough to get that first. Like, oh my gosh, dude.
And can I just say, I love the fact during the first half that Vrabel brings out, and I don't know what his full name is, but I'm going to call him this. He brings out the Patriots version of Tama Tonga. His last name is Tonga. He comes out and he's blocking for Stevenson on offense. I thought that was brilliant. Bring the big D guy in and just bulldoze the line.
Well, the only thing that would have been better is if he'd sent him out on a pass.
Yeah.
Considering Vrabel's history, I think Vrabel has 4 career touchdowns?
3 or 4, because Belichick always dialed that one up on game day at the Super Bowl.
Jeez. But yeah, Pats are heading to the Super Bowl, and what's going on with the NFC title game here?
Oh, that's a good point. I have not been paying attention.
It's a scoring fest going on there. 13-10 Rams. 2 minutes left. Just under 2 minutes in the second quarter.
I was having this conversation with my dad. I don't know who I would want to face because the Seahawks, being the number 1 seed, seem like the strong team that do you really want to go up against them? But then the Rams are that team that won't go away, and do you really want to face them? So I don't know that there's a really good choice here. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe it's better for them to face the Seahawks where it's kind of a direct one-on-one battle, and it's, you're just both teams and their scrappiness versus going up against, Stafford, who's basically been pretty dangerous. It seems like he just kind of wills them to victory. So
I think the tough thing is it's this weird spot where the Patriots, when they got even throughout the regular season, got into the playoffs. If they'd lost in the wild card, if they'd lost in the divisional round, people are like, okay, house money. It's Vrabel's first year as coach. It's Drake May's second year as a pro. Like, they probably were not supposed to be this. They weren't supposed to be this good. It's just good. It's good that they're back. Yeah. Once it's in the once you're in the conference championship game, now people are getting greedy. And now and now that you're in the Super Bowl, like, even then, it's like no matter how much you want to say, oh well, no pressure. It's not no pressure at this point. Like, you have a chance to do something here. So yeah. I at this point, I don't know if you try and get picky with your opponents. You just try and go like, let's just focus on winning a game,
Yep.
and let's focus on getting Drake May back to being where Drake May was during the season rather than where he's been in the playoffs, which hasn't exactly been stellar.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, the defense has kind of ruled the day for the Patriots through a lot of the regular season. So
yeah,
holy hell, that game was an experience.
It was. Did I pull you in by texting you and saying, "Hey, are you watching the game? Were you planning to watch the game today?"
I was actually, yeah. No,
okay.
I hadn't gotten in front of the TV. I had we had gone out, run a couple errands this morning, and then came home. I got some chili fired up, had that simmering away. I had my plan.
Nice.
I made some cornbread at halftime so that I could then have
Look at you.
Have some chili and cornbread in the third and fourth quarter.
Nice.
So yeah, I planned on doing that. It's just, with the snow coming and everything else, I'm like, I ain't got nothing else to do this afternoon, So it's a good way to
deep freeze 2026.
Not looking forward to snow blowing tomorrow. I am not looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what. So I live in a townhome association, and we have, a service come and, clear the walks and all that sort of thing. I don't know what snowblower they were using this morning. The thing sounded like it was on its last leg. It was like, it's just like, it sounded like,
it's like the original snowblower.
kind of, it's like backfiring every once in a while. Like, sweet.
What brand is that? It's a Studebaker. They made snowblowers? It's a 1933. Ticks like a clock.
That's right. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. So that was interesting.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, hey,
where are we at here,
per just last couple of weeks, we've been a little heavy on the Marvel Doomsday stuff. And so, kind of got the hint from Uncle Todd that maybe we needed to just take a step back from that a little bit. And by a hint, I don't mean there was any, you were rude or anything like that. I just mean you were kind of like correctly saying, geez, is there any other stories we're going to do?
Is there literally anything else happening in entertainment?
Unfortunately, that is the majority of the articles I get, not because I'm always reading them. That's what's there. There's just not a lot going on elsewhere from a sci-fi standpoint. But
you've got to mess with your
This week we did. And so we have it in the form of actually trailers. We have several, 3 trailers we're going to go through.
Okay.
One from Disney, one I'm not entirely sure who's doing, let's see, HKC Entertainment, I don't know who that is, and then we got an update finally on the show that is second only to Battlestar Galactica in our fandom of it, which is For All Mankind. I think we've done some some have we done an episode on? Yeah, we did an episode on For All Mankind.
We've done a couple.
Yeah.
I think Westworld would probably be the second because
that's true. That's
several
true.
Westworld episodes.
So we finally got a release date on that show, which is actually a lot sooner than we were all thinking, which is great. And then we also have like a very quick teaser trailer. So with all that being said, let's just jump right in. So the first one from the Disney Plus, from the Disney folks, Star Wars Maul, Shadow Lord. Sounds interesting, and I am guessing, of course, I didn't do my research beforehand, but let's see, Maul, Shadow Lord. Let's see, when does it take place? And it will take place during the early Imperial era, shortly after Star Wars, The Clone Wars, and Order 66, at roughly around 17 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin. And it follows Maul as he builds his criminal empire and bridges the gap between his escape in Clone Wars and his appearance in Star Wars Rebels. And that's what I was kind of curious about, because his appearance in Rebels is across several episodes, but there is something that happens in Rebels that is quite final. And so I was kind of wondering how that was all going to come together. That explains it. So that will be interesting. But let us watch the trailer now. Sir, shall I count us down?
Count it in.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Good God. Ooh,
Yeah.
a
Oh
deep
my
tuba
gosh.
there.
This animation is fracking gorgeous, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be animated.
This is beautiful.
It is. Be seeing some gangsters.
Damn, it's good to be a gangster.
That's right. Ah, the Imperials.
Always showing it to mess up the party.
Ruining people's arrangements. I love how we're getting kind of babyface Maul here.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting the babyface build treatment. I love it.
At
Let's
worst,
see the lightsaber. Come on.
he's a tweener.
Oh, here we go. Helicopter that crap. There we go. Ba-bam. Don't mess with the Maul.
Yes, you
Hopefully it's not Maul who's gone kind of batty, because he was kind of batty a little bit in Rebels, wasn't he?
Yeah.
A little bit of a crazy dude. I'm not noticing any other characters that we might have seen before, so it's kind of interesting that we're getting a different flavor here. Although it seems like he's going against some Inquisitors, so
Yes.
the Emperor's own cleanup crew.
So that Twi'lek is probably looks like we got a co-main character.
Yep.
Jeez.
I love the throwing the lightsaber around, the boomeranging it. That looks good.
Oh, that's
April
gonna be
6th.
so good.
Streaming
Now
on
is-
the Disney Plus.
Let me see your IMDb this thing.
Looking
here.
good.
So,
Looking real
Maul,
good.
Shadow Lord. Yep. Okay. So Sam Witwer reprising his role as the voice of Darth Maul.
Very nice. I'd say we're bullish on this, yeah?
Yes. And hey, it's Sam Witwer, he was Crashdown, right?
He was.
Okay. I that's what I thought. And I'm looking at him like, yes.
Crash
that
down
definitely-
in his graphs.
Yes.
Graph number 1. Graph number 2.
We usually don't say graph. Something like that. Good old Chief. No, that looks outstanding, dude. I am so in on that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Give me all of that.
So we got kind of babyface Maul, and we're gonna see some of the underworld, which I think is cool. And I'm glad it's animated. I don't know that I'd want to see this sort of thing live. I think it's a good treatment to just kind of it seems like that's where they've expanded his story the most, is in the animated world.
Oh, totally. I don't think he's been there was that little
He appeared at the end of
moment.
Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a nothing. So it's it totally is in Clone Wars, Rebels, and this is where he's actually gained, kind of a bit of a. Well, he's been shaded in as a character. Before was totally almost one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's about time that we kind of get this, because he is one of the more jarring, kind of like jarringly physically iconic characters that then you're like, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
all in.
All right. We are all in for Shadow Lord Maul. Coming soon, April 6th. All right, which is about a month off, a little less than a month off from May the 4th.
They're kind of avoiding putting stuff right on May the 4th these days, aren't they? It seems like they're trying to get away
I
from
think
that.
Mando and Grogu. Is Mando and Grogu?
I thought that was like June.
Let's see. Mando
Pardon
and Grogu. Release dates. Yeah, you're right. May 22nd. So not on May the 4th. Yeah, they aren't putting anything on the 4th. That's interesting. Huh.
Then again, maybe that's just going to be like a big kickoff hullabaloo. And then it's May is Star Wars month.
Indeed. Our next teaser trailer, I'm not entirely sure what company is putting this forth. Trying to see if I can find it real quick. Amazon MGM Studios, I guess. I don't know.
Jared Leto's in this. Son of a...
Well, maybe you don't have to see him, but, Question is he going to be doing the comedic version of Skeletor or a serious version of Skeletor? You boob.
Maybe.
All right. We shall see. But it is Masters of the Universe. We're getting a teaser. I had no idea there was actually a movie being produced on this. It never seemed to do well whenever it was done.
I hadn't really heard much about this. I'm not like my ear is to the ground with this sort of thing, but this was never like have you heard?
Right. So we will watch this now. Shall
This
I
is
count it
Sony
down?
Pictures, by the way.
Is it so? Okay, thank you. All right, counting it down. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. You can watch along with us. I do find it interesting that they've done a good job of combining sort of the medieval with the sci-fi part of it, which I don't know was captured real well. But I do love the idea that the character of Adam was cast out to Earth to hide him. It's usually the other way around, sort of thing.
Yes.
Like it's not like Earth is normally the hiding spot. So
Mm-hmm.
thought that was kind of funny. But so far, like everything in this looks pretty good. I'm for a live action version of this.
Yeah. Have you seen this? There's people who are getting miffed about the fact that like when they show his nameplate on his desk, it has pronouns.
Seriously.
Someone's like, oh my gosh, they gave He-Man pronouns. Like, say it slower.
Yeah.
He-Man. Like, you're not getting the joke here?
Yep. The sword looks gorgeous, by the way. Like
It does.
That's I mean, I never watched the other movies that have been made, but I don't know. Just nothing with those movies ever seemed to stand out in whatever trailers I saw. This one is a lot better.
Yeah.
So
There's a little bit of a Thor Ragnarok feel to this, I feel
there
like.
is, yeah.
Which, I mean, not the worst thing to cop,
Battle Cat's looking good.
Yeah.
I mean, well, he doesn't have his armor on yet, but he's CGI'd up.
I love how they got Idris Elba for this.
Yeah. Yep. There's Skeletor
Yep.
in all of his glory. I have the power. That's what we're building up to. We're building up to the big moment where he says the line. Say the line.
Oh, yeah. I
And
forget
then-
who the...
Oh boy.
They're going to cut it.
There
Oh,
it
no,
is.
they don't. I forgot.
Then he starts laying waste to all who try to confront him.
Oh, we got Snake Mountain.
And Skeletor. See, Skeletor is looking like he's a little more serious than maybe on the show. But
I think so, yeah.
it's got to be. It's got to be. What do you think, sir? This has never been done very well. So are we just being sold a bag of goods here, or do you feel like this could turn into something good?
I mean, I liked what I saw of the Kevin Smith kind of animation, revival they did, and I bet that has kind of helped with this a little bit to show that people actually were excited by that, because that was several years ago now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. Like I look at that and I'm like, I could be tempted to go see that at the theater, which is kind of my thing now. Just where I just don't get out to the movies all that much.
Yeah.
So, but then again, if Kaylin were to drag me, I'd probably go. But then again, she doesn't know who the hell this is, so I'd probably be dragging her. Who am I kidding?
And then she'd have to sit there and see Dad go crazy when he's like, I have the power. And you're throwing like popcorn and your soda at the screen, and she's like, what the heck is happening?
So old and dorky.
I don't get this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Like it looks like a decent
Serviceable.
interpretation. Like I might give that a spin. I might actually plunk down some cash for that one.
Are you more or less excited for Maul than this?
Oh, Maul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just checking. Didn't know if it,
If Maul were like, if you put that in the theater for one night, I would go see that. I'd plunk down money to go see that in the theater.
Okay.
Just all the episodes
All right.
back to back to back to back to back.
Yep.
No doubt in my mind on that.
Excellent. Well, and lastly, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into Saturday night's main event, ladies and gentlemen, For All Mankind, for those of you, if you're like Uncle Todd and you're just missing having a little of crusty Ed Baldwin in your life, don't worry, he will be here March 27th. Mark it on the calendar.
Oh, wow.
We have geriatric Ed Baldwin pushing 80. We're going to be in the 2010s, ladies and gentlemen, and he's still kicking.
Of course he is.
Probably out there flying still because apparently NASA or whatever space program it is has no standards when it comes to pilots and age and capability, even though he's got some shaky shake going on there. But nonetheless, For All Mankind, March 27th, starting in March 27th. On Apple TV Plus. Thoughts, sir, on getting back to Ed Baldwin?
So I really enjoyed seasons 1 through 3, and I started watching season 4, and I just I don't know what it was. It just didn't click for me, and I stopped. And I'm realizing now, because I was like, oh well, we talked about this before a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, I've got to catch up, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start back at the beginning because I remember how magical like that the first couple seasons were. So I started and I rewatched episode 1, and I was like, wow, this is a really friggin' good show. And just how much happens in that first episode. And also how big of a screw up Ed Baldwin is in that first episode. So there's a whole lot going on there. I'm hoping that maybe I can work my way through the entire 4 seasons so that I'll be ready when season 5 debuts.
Mm-hmm.
That is my hope. We will see. We will see.
Yep. I love how in this article it says, though I have to wonder how long Ed Baldwin can continue to appear in this thing. Is he's like, 100 now? Which is getting pretty damn close. I mean, doesn't it start in is it the 50s or the 60s?
60s, because it was Apollo 11.
Okay, so it will have been 50 years since that, and he was probably in his 20s then. So yeah, he's probably in his 70s.
I think he'd be close to 30s because I think he'd been a test pilot for a while.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is it's not out of the question for him to still be alive in the 2010s because he would only be 80 years old, which is, doable. So
yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, there's eating a lot of bacon back then, but yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone else around him has been killed in some way, shape, or form, and he's just like that. He's like that feral barn cat that just has like half a tail, one ear.
Yep.
And it's just.
What was that feral cat that Steve Austin had running around in his barn that ended up dying?
It was Lefty.
Lefty, no. That's right.
Yeah, because it was Poncho and Lefty, and he had like 2 lefties. And that's why Macho ended up getting the name Macho, because like I'm not naming another cat Lefty because the other 2 died.
Right. Well, especially the last Lefty, that was awful. Like pinned behind like a bale of hay or something like that in his barn or something crazy like that.
Yeah, and they found
like
a skeleton or something afterwards.
Yeah, it was sad. It was sad.
But problem was he wasn't a solid ass cat. That was the thing. Like he couldn't handle life at the Broken Skull Ranch. You got to be a solid ass cat.
Maybe he was half solid. Maybe he was semi-permeable or something. Anyways, so For All Mankind, I don't want to spoil anything from the last season for you, sir, but there are definitely things afoot now that we have kind of a presence on Mars as the show has gotten to. And I think in the past we talked about this. I have a feeling we're kind of entering into a realm where similar to where we started off on Earth, and you had Russia and America kind of having a tug of war over who's going to go to the moon. That you're going to see, I think, the folks on Mars trying to break away, and they kind of are already, in some ways, but but even more so because they're thriving, they're doing their thing, and it's kind of like the tie back to Earth is not as strong, I think, as it once was, and so I'll be kind of curious to see what they do with it if they go beyond Mars, further into the solar system. Who knows? But there is also an aspect, like you said, with the seasons where things felt very grounded because of the decades they started in and progressed into. Where one of the charms I felt of the show was it kind of explored, almost like not almost it explored different realities. If certain events had played out differently, or certain events didn't happen, but other events might have mirrored those events. Like, for example, I think it's in season 3. We have basically their version of the Oklahoma City bombing, except it happens at NASA. At NASA instead. And so again, that doesn't happen in their reality, but a bombing of some kind does. And
but even in the first episode, like, of course, you have the big one where Russians, spoiler, Russians land on the moon, surprise attack, land on the moon before the Americans do. But because of that, Edward Kennedy, calls off his party at Chappaquiddick, so he doesn't, Chappaquiddick doesn't happen.
Right.
Now Ted Kennedy is much more of a public figure, or a nationwide figure, and like you see these little things starting to happen. It's like, it gets interesting.
But now that we're getting into like the 2000s, and I think this season 5 will be in the 2010s, it like that aspect of the show doesn't resonate as much because there isn't really as much going on historically around the space program, during those decades. In fact, I almost want to say it was during the 2000s that I think NASA started to get ratcheted down somewhat. And so
well, and that's when the space shuttle stopped flying,
right,
all of those things, and it becomes a little less interesting, partly because those first couple decades, like, you still see the ties to what happened, and those figures would still be in some ways prominent, but you get 40 years on, 50 years on, it's like, now you've maneuvered a future so far away from what happened in our reality that it's like you can't tie it to anything else, because you're like, well, this probably would have never happened. Like, we wouldn't have been in that space, so that person wouldn't even been risen to prominence. So how would they even be involved? No. So now you're almost getting to this point of like, well, now it's just kind of this other world, and you're just introducing new characters.
Not to mention the fact that once we get into season 4 and with 5 too, we're so far removed from our reality with things because we haven't landed on Mars. We haven't done anything really on Mars other than just having, like the rovers, kind of sending pictures back and that sort of thing. So it feels a little bit more out of reach than it did in the early seasons. And so I'm kind of curious with this upcoming season. And it's been a couple of years. Like, I really need to refresh myself on season 4 as well. Cause it's, I mean, I remember elements of it, but it's been a while. But I'm kind of curious if it still resonates, or if we're kind of seeing, the final whimpers of a show that, came out strong. But I just think, like all shows, I think they have a shelf life, and for this one, we might be slowly approaching it.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Ronald D. Moore kind of had that inclination with Battlestar, of like 4 seasons kind of was it. And has kind of stayed true to that, and saying like, no, this was kind of the plan, that we figured we had story enough for this.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me if this is kind of it, but it's also surprising because most shows now are in the habit of saying like the final season to try and gin up that, that sort of thing. But then again, with Apple TV, maybe they're just like, nope, we're always going to leave the door open because it's been how many years, and we've got season 4 of Ted Lasso coming. So there's always a chance,
So you're saying there's a chance?
I am, as long as the money is right.
All right, we have a 36-second teaser trailer. Can you handle this, sir?
I guess. Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, turn down the volume.
Maz
and the Asteroid. And there's someone riding a motorcycle over the sands of Mars.
Of course.
That'd be kind of cool doing a. I think that's his
X Games.
I think it's his grandson.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it said Baldwin on the plate on his chest.
Yeah.
All right.
So we get a shot of his, because it is 10 years ahead. In season 4, his grandson I think is 4 or 5, maybe a little bit older. So, he could be of age at this point. He's there with his mom. So very much could be a situation where he's still there. So we will see. We will see what they do.
Did you see at the end of your trailer? Did it come up with the season 2 teaser for Monarch season 2?
No. What's
So
Monarch?
that's, the monster show with Kurt Russell and his son.
Oh, right. I never watched that. I need to still.
You
watch
didn't?
that. No, I did not.
It was actually pretty good. I mean,
I'll
not
check it out if
life-changing.
you watch Stranger Things.
I'm not watching Stranger Things, dude. I'm just
Why?
not. It's 5 fracking seasons, dude. I just don't have time to catch up on stuff. I don't. Like I'm gonna leverage a ton of time watching For All Mankind.
There's no schedule to this. Once you watch it, we can start talking about it on the show.
Okay, maybe around 2029 I'll get around to
All
it.
right. Well, I'll put it on the calendar then. Thank you. But all right. Well, with all that being the case with these trailers, no Avengers Doomsday news. We made it through clean as a whistle. We have some interesting content coming our way over the next several months, maybe beyond. I'm not entirely sure when Masters of the Universe is supposed to debut, but maybe in the summer, potentially. But we will now transition over from sci-fi entertainment over into
June 5th, 2026.
Okay, so I wasn't wrong saying summer. Professional wrestling. Last night, January the 24th, we had Saturday night's main event live from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And this was a 4-match card consisting of AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu, the women's tag team championship on the line as Ryo takes on.
I think it's Rio.
It's Io Sky, Rio.
Exactly, because it's Rhea, Io, Rio.
Ryo. Ryo versus Judgment. I can see him counting to 10.
I got another week and a half, okay? I got another week and a half of no liquor, and you're making it really friggin' tough right now.
Yes. And then we have in the main event the number 1 contenders match for the WWE Undisputed Championship, featuring Damian Priest versus Whoop That Trick Williams versus Randy Orton versus one Samuel Clemens Zane.
Samuel Clemens.
Remember last episode we were talking about how Samuel Clemens was the Mark Twain. Anyway, sorry. All right. So we had, and for the first time, like off the cuff, Uncle Todd had this I honestly did not realize there was a Saturday night's main event coming up. I just have not been watching the program lately. And so this kind of caught me off guard, but we said, hey, no worries. We didn't do picks for this, but maybe we can just record something real quick. So we did. I did mine in one take. One take, sir. I'm just saying. My skills know no bounds. Should I grab the belt again and throw it over my shoulder?
We already discussed the belt. All right. Okay. Don't make me go on the same rant that I went on before. All right.
I can see he's getting exasperated.
Yep.
A little bit of a twitch happening over the right eye.
Yep. Let's move it along, sir.
All right. Well, I'm just seeing if anything, any other facial tics start kicking in here. But we recorded our picks and documented them on the Instagrams for our populous fan base to check out and place their bets against. Because if we've shown anything, we know little to, no, I shouldn't say little to next to nothing, but our powers of prognostication do have some limits. And so We sometimes thank you very much. This is prepubescent LA Knight. There's the evolution.
The man they called Tim rightfully pointing out the Kevin Flynn's very much the evolutionary gap of LA Knight. Somewhere along the way they share some common ancestry.
I think that may have been where LA Knight got it from. He was watching Tron and he's like, there's the gimmick. And then he perfected it. When he started out, he sounded like, oh, sorry. Yeah. And then he eventually perfected it too. There we go. So anyways, with those 4 matches, and we did play some side bets. So we will walk through these matches and talk about the action. So first match that started the event was Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. Sir, you, I believe, missed this one, so did not see it.
I did not. We were hanging out at a friend's house, and we were having such a good time. Did not get home in time for 8 p.m.
I thought you said you had nothing going on. You texted me and said, "Oh, we got no
didn't."
plans.
And then all of a sudden, some friends of ours were like, "Hey, why don't you come over?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, fine." And and they are really good at making food, and everything was gluten free. So I'm like, "There's no chance that I'm not going to do this." And we ended up hanging out a little bit longer than what I thought. So by the time I settled in, I figured, well, I'll just go back and rewatch the beginning of it tomorrow morning. That's why I didn't rush it all. And then when I went to look at it this morning, it was not available on Peacock until later in the afternoon when the Pats game was already in swing. So I kind of missed out. So I did not see the opener and the first somewhat portion of the ladies' tag match. So you'll have to fill me in on what was the haps. Apparently, Stephanie McMahon was the singular host of this shindig, right?
Yes, because Joe Tessitore was apparently stuck in an airport and was unable to make it to the event. And so she was kind of riding solo on this one. She only appeared twice, once at the beginning and then once, I think, before the main event, and that was it.
Couldn't they have Bruce Pritchard come out as Brother Love as a special guest appearance?
I love you.
I would love to see him break that out one more time.
I think people have seen enough of Bruce Pritchard to know.
Well, yeah.
But nonetheless,
he does have a really good Uncle Corny impersonation, though. He does.
Does he?
Really. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think he according to Cody Rhodes, he has the best Dusty impression.
And yeah, that one too. Although I did start watching a little bit of Unreal season 2, episode 1, and Seth Rollins' Dusty was very good. I was like, it was great because it's understated. You know, like he doesn't go over the top on it. I'm like, it's so great that it seems like everybody who has anything to do with wrestling has a Dusty Rhodes and a Jim Cornette impression just in the holster, ready to go at a moment's notice. I love that.
Seth Rollins, baby. It's going to be, I see it already, up on the marquee, baby. Yeah. If you will.
That was great. Like, I think you got Rollins here. Oh, Seth, that's it right there. I did love how Becky Lynch was at one point. She's like, yeah, and Colby's like, is it confusing if I keep calling him that? Okay, fine. Just kept on going. Like,
I love what she said. She's like, I can't call him Seth. I just can't.
Which totally makes sense.
It does.
You know.
But I want to very quickly, before I talk about the match, call out Uncle Todd. Picked Jacob Fatu to win this. Man, they call Tim. Nailed it.
You got it.
Nailed it. I said, I think they are going to play to the combustible nature of these two, the wild chaoticness of the whole thing, and it's going to be a no contest, out of control brawl. And what the heck happened? As soon as they got out there, it was an out of control brawl. They didn't even get to the point. They did the entrances. The bell did not ring for the match. It was just mayhem from the beginning. The officials came out to try to calm the situation down and break them up. Could not do it. And they brawled pretty much all over the arena. I was texting Uncle Todd. I'm like, man, they are going full ECW. I mean, they were not brawling in the wide aisles that they kind of create so that there's space and the fans are to the side. They were going up through where the fans were. The fans were right on top of them, and they're throwing fists and they're beating the tar out of each other. At one point, Cody, given I feel a salute to Stone Cold Steve Austin, is brawling with Jacob Fatu. pauses for a moment. Basically, he's punched him kind of in the direction kind of toward the cameraman, turns around, grabs something, turns back around, and bashes a Coke right over the head of Jacob Fatu with the soda exploding everywhere and the crowd going crazy. It was hysterical. This is a la Stone Cold from the Bret Hart Stone Cold match of WrestleMania 13.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, just beautiful. And they were just tearing into each other. It was a very well done brawl. It felt very out of control. It felt
I can't wait to see it.
Felt just like they it could not be contained. And so they brawled up into the upper level. They came back down. They kind of got into one of those areas where they have like those equipment I don't know, crates or something like that, and they were getting up on that and beating on each other. And then out of nowhere comes Drew McIntyre, and he basically crotch shots both of them, power bombs Cody through one table, power bombs I think Jacob Fatu through the other, and so endeth the lesson by one Drew McIntyre, the undisputed champion. So this was out of control. I got to go to my notes here to see what star rating I gave it. I actually only gave it, I think that my prediction was 3.25 stars. I gave it about 3 stars for a brawl. You know, there wasn't a match, but as a brawl, it was really good. You know, like it felt visceral. It felt, you know, like it didn't feel, like choreographed or anything like that. It just felt like very organic and natural the way they did it. And so I thought it was a fun brawl. So are we awarding points for this, by the way? Do we just do stars and side bets to just do it?
I mean, we can. For this one, I would say we can't really do the star rating because I can't. Usually, it's like whoever's
right.
closest.
You haven't seen it, so you can't give it a rating because you don't know what the heck it was. So,
but I mean, I'll definitely take the no points on my pick being wrong. But yeah, sounds fun. I would love to see it. But
all right. Well, I will at least give myself a point.
You do that. Of course, I will get a point for my side bet because I did get that right.
You did. And your side bet was Drew McIntyre interference in the yes.
I did misspell Rhodes, but it still counts.
Doesn't bother me, baby. All right, now moving along from Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu going absolutely ballistic all over the Bell Center. We then shift into the women's tag team championship match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, the reigning defending champions, going up against the Judgment Day, this time consisting of Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. Did you see this match, sir?
Yeah, I feel like I at least caught half of it. I don't know exactly where I caught it, but I feel like I got a decent feel for the match.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so what is your? Let's see. So you picked the Judgment Day to win.
I did.
I picked Rio to win.
I feel like they missed an opportunity here because I feel like after all of the BS they had there, it was right there for the Judgment Day to win.
Okay.
And I mean, they're not, as of right now, I mean, what, we got our 4 matches for the Rumble, so it's not like they're going to add in a return match for this. So, I mean, I guess they could do something on Raw or whatever, but it felt like, really felt to me like this is a good opportunity for you to change the belts.
Yeah.
Let Rio chase for a little while and kind of gin this thing up a little bit more rather than letting the faces walk out with the title, especially with the...
Well, they just won the belts, though.
I know, but especially with the outside interference, like it just felt like that was the finish. You know what I mean? Like, granted, maybe there's some grand plan down the road or whatever, but it really felt like that was the finish. And it made most sense for Judgment Day to get the belts, and then maybe if there's a falling out between Roxanne and Liv, that it kind of happens when they lose the belts or whatever. I don't know, but
I have read that
boring.
There are plans though for Liv to challenge Vaquer at WrestleMania for the championship. And so I'm thinking that could be why they didn't pull the trigger on that, because they want to keep her available to do that.
I guess, but you've got Raquel Rodriguez who's got a shot with a belt. So I mean, Granted, I mean, maybe
which
it's
she'll
just
get, and she'll probably lose. And
Yeah.
then if Liv wins the Rumble or if Liv wins Elimination Chamber, she could then
yeah.
challenge.
I guess it's one of those deals where I feel like something has got to happen with the Judgment Day. They're so long in the tooth at this point, like, and there's been, they're going to break up or this and that and the other. It's like they've been rejiggered, redone, revamped, retooled 5 or 6 times now. You keep getting people injured, then they have to step away and you make do, and they've been in a holding pattern, it feels like, for the past year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was thinking, like, okay, well, this is a good way. You at least give them the titles, and then maybe this is kind of the spin that blows everything up or whatever. But yeah, I guess it was a good match, though. I felt like
it was.
I was impressed by Roxanne. I thought she did really well. I mean, granted, you have anyone's going to look impressive when you're in there with like 3 of the best wrestlers in the company.
I just don't like her helicopter punches. Like when she's on top screaming and swinging wildly, I'm like, that is the dumbest thing. Would you just stop?
She almost makes her and Becky Lynch. Becky's working punches are they just look bad. I hate to say that because I think it's not like I don't think she's a good wrestler, but working punches just are bad. Roxanne Perez, you're right. They are just ridiculous looking. It is such like
she looks like a little kid, like just throwing a fit. And I'm like, come on.
I'm willing to suspend disbelief, but I've got limits.
Yeah. Yep. Amen and amen.
Well, but I mean, good overall. Like I liked the way they did the ref bump. I actually thought that was kind of innovative. I haven't really seen that done too many times before. Like, that was kind of cool.
Rhea had a little bit of a screw up though, because there was a pin that she was supposed to break up and she didn't get there quite on time.
Yeah, and Io had
and you could see the refs like, come on!
Oh yeah, he held that. Yes.
He held that 2 3/4 liberally.
Uh-huh.
It was like 2 7/10 is what that was. Good Lord.
And that's why at the end in the pin, it wasn't so much what would they say? Liv wasn't folded up like, I forget what it was.
Like an accordion?
Yeah, but it was Rhea Ripley posted that she was a crepe. Like, because she just freaking flattened her. I'm like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I really hope that Liv stretched well. Because my lower back is killing me just looking at this.
Yeah.
Which speaks to how old that I am, and how injury prone that I am. That I'm sure there's some guys who are like, oh, and I'm just like, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, that was a great sequence where she came in and just blasted her with a kick and then threw her into Riptide, and that was it. So, I gave so I liked it. There were a couple sloppy parts in it, but I gave it 3 1/4. Which I think is what I ended up predicting. I'll wait for you to give your rating when have you watched the whole thing or no?
I mean, I watched enough of it that I feel like I had a good. I would give it. I predicted 3 3/4. I would give it 3.5. Like, it was.
Okay.
It was about what I thought. It just didn't quite live up to it. I really was hoping for a heel win here. And that kind of taints it for me a little bit.
All right, so I got the winner and the stars on that one. By the way, winner's 2 points. Just saying. If we both get the winner, it's a +1. All right. So that's a women tag team match. Okay, and then we get into what, not that I thought it was going to be a bad match. I just wasn't sure what we were going to get because these are 2 guys who are kind of, in the twilight of their career. They were known as some very, energetic and fast-paced workers. I think age has caught up with both of them, and they don't possess that same flow that they used to have. So I wasn't sure what we were going to get. But by God, was AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura just like an incredible match.
I believe I said it in my video pick, match of the night.
And you were right. You were correct, sir. You were correct. But yeah, that match was just incredible. It was, it was a great pace to it. just some amazingly hard, stiff shots. Like
Yeah.
there was one in the middle of the match where like AJ throws a knee right into Nakamura's chin, and I don't know how the hell he didn't knock him out. That looked brutal.
Yes, because I believe Shinsuke was moving towards him. So
Yes.
it's like and I mean, granted, like I think EO was a great example of this in their match where there was a move, I forget exactly what it was, but I'm watching it and I'm like, that is either like a stiff shot or that is impeccable timing.
Yeah.
By EO.
Yep.
And I think it's probably a little of both, and this may be influenced by a little bit. I think I sent this to you on Instagram, but there was a Chelsea Green doing I think she was doing a thing with Chris Van Filet and talking about her match with Penta back in Lucha Underground and Penta giving her a chop. And he was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much that hurt? And she's like, I don't want to ruin his shtick or whatever, but like 0.
Yeah.
She's like, he's so good to work with. Like, just,
yeah.
I'm like, damn. Like, so, I mean, you know that there's people out there who can pull that off so well.
Yeah.
But there's other times where you're like, I don't know how the hell you pulled that off without you just took a knee to the head. Like, I don't know how you could have
to the chin.
To this,
that's sometimes how boxers get knocked out when they get nailed. Right, you have a glass jaw. Like that's. So I was there was a realism to that match that just you
Granted,
don't see
I mean
very
they're
often.
both effing great at their jobs. So I mean I'm sure it wasn't like nearly as bad as we saw, but it's like I bet there was probably a little bit of an apology afterwards, like, dude, sorry.
Yeah.
But
and by the way, I'm gonna call Shinsuke knock, not shin, like freaking what's his name, Michael Cole. Thank you. God, his call on that, it drove me. Shin missing with the kick. I'm like, Shin. Really?
Yeah.
First of all, shin missing with a kick is a sentence that doesn't make sense. Because how does the shin miss the kick? But
what if he kicked him in the shin? Shin kick to the shin. Like, put some
Like,
respect on the man's name, would you?
You use like knock or something like that, which at least
you don't need to.
Sounds better.
We're not that pressed for time. Like, brevity isn't of the essence. Say the man's whole name. It's okay.
By the way, I was getting locked up on Michael Scott from The Office. I don't know why that was stuck in my head, but I'm like, I know it's not Michael Scott who was the announcer. It's Michael Cole.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, this is a fantastic match. I'm glad they gave this the time to breathe that they did. And I felt a little bad in a way because I'm sure there were some nods to previous matches they had that I didn't get, and that I'm sure a lot of the audience didn't get, because I'm sure they were tying back into some of their history back in New Japan.
The whole sequence where Styles does that and then Nakamura catches it, like before he would do something else, but he kind of put his hand on his heart, sort of thing. And then when Nakamura, did that, come on, thing, that was also, and then at the end when they did the fist bump at the end together, that was, there were little. To me, that was, I feel like Styles in some ways is like, look, Cena just did this big thing. I am not going to, and he probably recognizes too, like, I'm not, like, I have my place here, but I am not at that level.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to compete, and I'm not going to try to do the same thing, but I will try to have a little bit of a, like, I felt like that's kind of what this match was a little bit of a bow to both of their careers and their history together. And it was well done the way they did it. It was such a good match.
Yeah, and I didn't see the lead up. I didn't see what how the match was made or whatever. I just heard that at one point the reference to out of respect, Shinsuke wanted to have this match and whatever, and
he wanted to see if AJ was still phenomenal.
Yeah,
Nick Aldis invited AJ to SmackDown. I didn't watch it. I just kind of read about it, but that was the context behind it. Is he invited him to SmackDown for one reason or another, and then Nakamura was there, and he's like, I want to see if you're still phenomenal or not going into Royal Rumble, and that's why they did it.
I mean, and yeah, it was great match. It's great to see, like, and you alluded to it, and I mean, I have not seen all of AJ Styles' career. I've only seen the last few years here in WWE, and I've seen some footage and all that of his days in TNA, and yeah, Father Time's undefeated, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it's like, if this is truly like his last big match before Rumble, and then that's it, you got to feel good for the guy in a way, like going out kind of on his terms, still being able to do it, like knowing like I could keep going for a couple more years.
Yeah.
Like maybe it wouldn't be to my standard, or he might feel like right now I'm not even to my standard.
Yeah.
But he still can do it at a really high level.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's a little slower, but holy crap, it's not like he's, some rickety old dude out there who's like just hoping he doesn't get broken.
Yep.
I mean, it was a really good match.
It was.
And it's a great example of like how two guys who are really good at what they do can captivate an audience. You don't need every gimmick in the book. Yeah. Like they knew how to play the audience and how to make this match work, even with their own physical limitations and everything else. It's a great match.
Yep, I would agree. Oh, one other note I have is, I wrote it this way. I said it's a damn crime the fans don't react to Nakamura's shtick the way they used to, and by that I mean during his entrance when he gets in the ring and he kind of, first of all falls to his knees in a way that I'm just, like lays flat with his knees bent, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can feel my quads snapping. Watching you do this. Like they used to do a thing when he would do that where they would kind of let out a cheer or let out like a woo sound or something like that. And just to see like them not reacting to him the way they used to was kind of sad to me. It's like, but he's also been around for a long time. Like he also is, I mean, Royal Rumble is going to be, and we'll talk about this more in our next episode when we do the Royal Rumble preview, but this is 10 years for Styles. He debuted in 2016 at the Royal Rumble, and this is the 10-year anniversary of it. Nakamura started in NXT, I think in 2015, maybe in 2014. And so he's been around for like 12 years now. And so I'm sure it's probably because there's just a fatigue to it and that sort of thing. And it's not but he's still such a captivating person to watch. Like there's one point in the match where he's got Styles in the corner. I don't know if he probably was throwing some kicks or something. And then he kind of does this like strutty little walk to the other side of the corner, and he's doing the thing with his hands and stuff. And I'm like, that's what makes him so cool is he's just this, it's different, no one does that. And that's what I love about him,
Yeah. The first time that I think we were texting back and forth as I was watching either a Raw or a pay-per-view or something. It was probably pay-per-view because I wasn't watching any of the shows. Yeah. And he came out. It was the first time I saw him. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's interesting. And I'm like, I've never seen anyone do this. Like, I've never seen this before.
Yep.
And it's I think part of the reason why people don't react to his shtick is, unfortunately, like, his creative has not been handled well over the last couple of years. Like this is a guy who, when it seems like they're trying to do something with him, they always end up backing off on it.
Yeah.
Like they had the thing with Seth Rollins and it kind of didn't go anywhere. And then they tried to do the thing with LA Knight and it really just felt like they never put their full weight behind it, And it's too bad because he's still a hell of a worker. He's still somebody who should be out there helping to elevate other people.
Yep.
And he's just not. Like, actually, who's he in the tag team
I'm actually
with?
wrong. He debuted in 2016 in April.
Okay.
In NXT. So he's at his 10-year milestone as well. Sorry.
Who's he in the tag team with not that long ago? Wasn't he in the tag team with Phoenix?
Oh, was it Carmelo Hayes?
No, because I thought it was like...
Let me see.
I want to say it was Rey Fenix. Or was it Penta? No, it wasn't Penta.
Has tagged with Cesaro. No, not him. Also formed partnership with Rick Boogs in 22. Teamed with Sami Zayn, Riddle, and Rey Fenix. So maybe you're thinking of Rey Fenix.
Yeah, I think it is Rey Fenix.
Yeah,
that was actually entertaining.
Yeah,
but again, it's nothing has ever kind of come out of those things. Like it didn't feel like there was ever given enough time to really catch on or anything.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, it's Yeah, and unfortunately, he's probably gonna, he's gonna go away in another couple of years, or soon, and that'll be it. And it's too bad. Feels like a little bit of a waste.
It does.
But anyways,
what was your star rating on this one, sir?
So I thought this was gonna be a 4-star. I actually think it was a 4.25. It was.
That's
really
funny.
good.
I gave it 4.25 as well, even though it put me way off the pace of my my choice. But I mean, that was
It was worth
to
it.
your
Dude.
point. It was a match of the night. Of the night. All right, so you got a +1 for the star rating.
Yay!
I'm way ahead.
Anyways,
I'm just kidding. All right. Anything more on the Styles Nakamura tilt?
nope.
Okay. Oh, he's reaching for the bottle. I pushed him to it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's getting the seltzer. All right.
No, I'm telling you, I'm staying strong on this.
6 more days. All right. February 1st?
No, it's going to be February 3rd because actually my first drink is going to be on my birthday, February 4th. So
very nice.
gonna have an old fashioned on the B-day and
nice.
ring in 50.
There you go. 350.
Damn you, Loch Ness Monster.
That's right. All right.
So what do we got left here?
Our main event, number 1 contenders match, Damian Priest versus Trick Williams versus Randy Orton.
Wait a minute. I need a +1 down here on my side bet as well. Judgment Day interference in the women's tag match.
Oh, thank you.
Before I forget.
Let's see. All right. +1 there. And then, I get a +1 for officials breaking up the Cody Fatu match. Liv and Roxanne did not have post-match tension. Gunther did not come out to antagonize.
Nope.
All right. So, yes, now we're at the main event. All right. And did you see all of this or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, thoughts on this, sir? I didn't take a lot of notes because the action kind of moved fast, and I was trying to just keep up with it and watch. But
it was all right.
Yeah,
it was entertaining. It was not a technical masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a really good showcase for Trick Williams.
Yes,
he is uber impressive, not just in terms of moveset or what he's doing in the ring, but also just his attitude, how he dove out of the ring at the very beginning and it was like, I do this on my time.
Mm-hmm.
Like establishing who he is as a character. Definitely impressed with that guy. That's the first time I think I've seen him in the ring. Damian Priest, I think, actually did pretty well in this match, even though, there was no way in hell Damian Priest was going to win this match.
Yeah.
I think he actually did pretty well in here. Randy Orton is the one that I'm like, it made me realize just like how uber popular Randy Orton is and just how why we haven't seen Randy Orton all that much.
Yeah.
Is because Randy Orton really is not in great wrestling shape these days. He looks fan-friggin-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
Dude looks like he lives in the gym. You watch him taking any kind of back bump or any kind of bump at all, and you can tell that he is trying to not get hurt. And I don't live with the neck injury that this guy does doing what he does for a living. I really noticed how much he was just trying not to get hurt. Like just the way he's taking bumps, the way he moves, all of that. It's one of those deals where like I totally, people are like, where's Randy? How come we're not seeing Randy? It's like, I get why he's not being seen all that much because it's tough to hide the fact that this guy just really can't take bumps and that he can't do what he used to do. He's not going to have big matches, even though he looks like, he should be able to, bench press the ring all by himself. Like, I just don't think he can do it anymore. And I kind of wonder if this is like the next retirement thing that we're going to see. Because I can't see him continuing onward. Like, he's fun to watch and all that because of, doing Randy Orton things, but God, it's odd to see someone that big and muscled and yet say he looks incredibly fragile.
Yeah.
Sammy was Sammy, man. Like Sammy is, he's somewhere between like the uber underdog and a Muppet. Like when he's making his expressions and stuff, like he's like one step away from doing Kermit arms, like his facial expressions, everything. I'm just like, he's a Muppet, and and that's why I think people love him. Like he's the dude who you're like, this is a guy who just got like out of the YMCA gym. Like he should not be in a wrestling ring with these other guys. Like these all other guys look like proper athletes. And then Sammy, it's almost the Jake the Snake sort of thing with the little pot belly, you know. And I look at that and I'm like, I thought that and I'm like, I wish I had my pot belly was as little as Sammy's. Feeling kind of insecure. The match was pretty good for being a 4-way because you start running into these things like, how do you make sure that people's attention is where it's supposed to be? I think they did a pretty good job of that, of getting people out of the way and also keeping the action moving quick enough so that you didn't get bored and it wasn't like one person just disappeared for 5-10 minutes. Granted, they didn't have that long. Overall, it was good. I mean, but it was just good. That's all it was. It wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There wasn't any particular spots that really struck me. You know, Trick Williams' athleticism was, again, really good. The way he was moving, the way he was selling. I was most impressed with him. I was like, okay, yeah, this kid's like ready for prime time. And that and just Sammy doing his thing, like just being that guy that you just always want to root for. Like he just does that so well. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about it, really.
What was your star rating on it?
What did I predict this one at? 3.5? Gosh, it wasn't anywhere close to that. I'd give it no, 3 feels a little low. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.
Give it a 3.
It was above average, but it wasn't that far above average.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, but it wasn't, as far as like rating a match, it was nothing special.
Yeah, I went with 3.25 as well. It did not get close to 4 stars. I thought it was going to be a lot better, or just I don't know. There was something I felt missing from it. You know, like it was great seeing Sammy win, but it wasn't like, I don't know if it was the way they did the sound or something, but it was just the energy just didn't seem the same. You know, like when he like the crowd was singing along for him. Don't get me wrong, the crowd was behind him. But I don't know. There was just something in the match where it was like, it was almost too much on the nose that they were in Montreal, where it's like, it's got to be him winning. You know what I mean?
I think there's that. And I think it's also like the trouble with these Saturday night's main events.
Yeah.
Nothing significant's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
They are such like an add-on feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just like, well, it's an extra show. And they're trying to build it up as like a little mini pay-per-view, but it just isn't, because you never have anything of any kind of significance happening.
Yeah.
And unlike a 3-hour pay-per-view where you have 4 to 5 matches, you wind up in a situation where by the time all the intros and everything else were done for the main event, you're looking at like 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they're still, even though it's Peacock and they're not on network television, they're still sticking to that 2-hour format. So you know they're not going to go that much further over.
Yep. And
so I think with the fans, it's like, yeah, well, we'll go see, but it doesn't have that big feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
And maybe they were a little blown out from the first, the previous match, but it wasn't like they were like screaming and throwing babies at that one either. So yeah, it was a far cry from Sammy a couple of years ago up against Roman.
Yeah.
It was a far cry from that.
Yeah, so I'm 0.75 off the pace. I think you said 3.
I said 3.
So you're 0.5 off the pace, so you get the point.
Yeah, cool.
And then for side bets, I had a side bet of Drew McIntyre comes out and talks trash to Sammy, which He almost attacked Sammy, but then afterwards they were both kind of jaw jacking with each other. So so that landed. All right, so let's tally up the points. So Uncle Todd, let's see. Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, no points. No points for women's tag. So we get to AJ and Shinsuke. You get 2. You get 2 for the main event. That's 4. And then you have 1 point each for 2 side bets. That is 6. So let me get it into the spreadsheet here.
I'm so glad you're tallying this up. My brain hurts already.
All right. And then on my side, let's see. Cody and Jacob, I got 2 points. Women's tag, I got 3. That's 5. Shinsuke and AJ, I got 1. That's 6. Main event, I got 7. And then I get 2 points in the side bet. That's 9. All right. So we're at 9-6. I've started the 2026 leaderboard. By the way, what did I win for the 2025 leaderboard? Because I won.
Nothing.
Conquered once. No, because here's what's going to happen. If you win, you're going to make me get you something of some kind. Because this is how it works.
We never agreed on it. You never even came up with an idea yourself. So what do you want?
This is a collaboration.
What would
we both have to come with an idea of something.
This is like trying to shop for my fracking wife. I don't need this bullshit here too, okay? What do you want? Communicate with me. Don't make me play friggin' 20 questions inside my own cranium. It's scary in there. I don't want to spend more time in there than I need to.
All right, we'll have to come back to this one. Maybe we'll spend a week in Geek just figuring out what the prize should be.
No, just text me something.
All right, I'll think about it. Maybe it'll be some side plates or something. I don't know. You okay over there?
What do you have for another thing, sir?
So over the weekend, I watched the movie Weapons. I don't know if you remember hearing about this one.
Vaguely.
Amy Madigan is in it. She's been nominated for an Oscar for her role in it. I'm putting it out there as in another thing, but I will say it is a little bit of a screwed up story. It is a horror movie. And it is basically the premise is where the movie starts off is at a school in this community. Basically, all the kids in this one class, all of a sudden, one evening, just disappear at 2:17 a.m. And there's only one kid that remains who shows up in class, and so the community is kind of dealing with the fallout of the disappearance of these kids. It goes to a very, very interesting place, but I don't want to say too much so as to spoil it.
Okay.
But I will say afterwards, my wife and I were kind of like, all right, that was interesting. Again, I wouldn't sit here and say it was the best movie. I mean, I thought it was an odd story, an interesting story, something off the beaten path, but nonetheless, it was. What I did not like is the ending was very abrupt. I thought there was some things they could have resolved that just didn't get resolved because of the way they ended the movie, and I'm recommending it just as a picture that is in kind of the Oscar conversation a little bit, as something to check out if you're into horror. I think the concept of the movie was interesting in the way they were kind of starting out with it. I just don't know that the execution toward the end was great. So that is my end. Another thing, Weapons on the Max.
Excellent. Well, I didn't have a great and another thing, but I guess I'll shill for what everyone has been watching me swill down the last couple of weeks. I'm going to recommend for those of you out there who are looking to decrease maybe some of the alcohol content in your life, Athletic Brewing Company Upside Down, especially if you are like me and you are of a gluten-free persuasion, because finding gluten-free beer is tough enough. Finding non-alcoholic gluten beer is really fracking tough. There's a company called Go Brewing that does non-alcoholic gluten-free beer. but finding distribution for it is not great. So I've had to order it online, and Athletic Brewing happens to be, stock this one at my local grocery store. So that makes it a little bit easier to get a hold of. However, I will, as a caveat, say it is not truly gluten-free. So if you're celiac like me, just go into it knowing it is crafted to remove gluten. So like you used to joke, that's like some sort of pool skimmer where they're skimming the gluten off. I don't know how they do it. But so it is brewed with glutinous ingredients, and then the gluten is removed so that it is down below whatever the tolerance level is, parts per million, that would then say it is gluten-free. But you can't actually say it's gluten-free because it started with gluten ingredients. That whatever that distinction is.
Yeah.
I just kind of roll with it because I haven't had a problem with it thus far. So if you're looking to kind of cut down on the alcohol, but you're like me, and I really only drink coffee, seltzer, flat water, and milk. I don't drink any soda or anything else. So for me, through not having alcohol for a while, I'm now realizing that a lot of the times that I would reach for a beer, it's just because I'm like, I want something different to drink. I want a different liquid to drink. So it's kind of nice to be able to reach for these. They ain't cheap though. You would think that non-alcoholic beer, you get a bit of a discount on it because you're not getting the buzz, but that ain't the case. It's still pricey, but give it a try if that is your pleasure.
Very nice. Wow.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up our Week in Geek show here on Week in Geek Wednesday. Thank you all for tuning in. We do so appreciate it. You can go to freerangeidiocy.com, find all of our episodes there. You can also subscribe to the Podbean app. You can find us on all of the podcast purveyors. Goodness, between the beer and the seltzer, it is catching up with me tonight. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, all of those. Just go ahead and search for Free Range Idiocy on there. You'll find us there. You can also find full video episodes on our YouTube channel. That you can go to youtube.com/freerangeidiocy, or no, youtube.com/freerangeidiocy, and find us there. You can also get full video episodes on Spotify as well, when I remember to upload the episode, because sometimes I have completely missed that. So if you don't see it there, just head on over to YouTube. You can also find us on the other social medias. We are on Facebook and Instagram as well, at Free Range Idiocy. You can send old Timmy here a message and ask him any questions or concerns and things that you like, and maybe a suggestion for our show, something you want to talk about. Send those to Tim at freerangeidiocy.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my part of the show is done. My responsibilities are at an end. Take us home, sir.
Quick update, ladies and gentlemen. It is third quarter, 2:13 left in the game. Seahawks are up 31-20. So it's looking right now like a Patriots-Seahawks rematch. California. So
you're messing with my Zen thing, man.
Oh, indeed. I hear you, dude. All right. Well, with all that being said, and once again, Godspeed to you, sir, with the snow blowing and the cold. And I'll try to hold down the fort over here in the Midwest because, by God, it is colder than cold can be. With all that being said, to the interwebs, we say you suspect. We don't know what your reputation is in this town. Well, we kind of do. But after what you tried to pull today, you can best bet we'll be looking into you. And to our listeners, we say good day, ladies and gentlemen. And until that day comes, keep your ear to the grindstone. Go Pats.
You're messing with my Zen thing, man.
Flynn! Am I still to create the perfect system?
Yeah. Now get the hell out of here!